Hey, this is Luke with the Android Guys podcast. I'm here with Scott. What's up, dude?
What's going on, Luke?
Not much. You have a app to review today?
I do. It's a game.
What do you got?
This one is called Space Merge.
Ooh.
It's a game that it wasn't advertised to me, but it was presented to me somewhere along the lines.
Sure.
In terms of maybe recommended by the Play Store as games you might like.
Yep.
And so I chased it.
Yeah.
It is a game that I like. However, it was whatever algorithm was working.
It worked. Yeah. They got you.
Yep. It's a pretty simple premise. You have I don't want to call them places, but you've got so many working spots to work with. So follow me here. In the future, we have the ability to create planets.
Of course we do.
Right. So we could take these elements and kind of mix them and create a planet. Now, the merge aspect of the game is you add a level 1 planet to another level 1, and it creates a level 2 planet with its own unique name.
Yep.
And then you merge 2 level 2s together, it becomes a level 3.
Okay.
So the way you do this is you are given so many coins, and you can start to marry the planets together.
Yep.
And the cost to create a planet 1 and another planet 1 there are coin value to that.
Yeah. And
as you start to move up, or the number of those you create, the cost of that planet goes up. So a level 1 planet doesn't always cost that small amount.
Right. The more you're doing, the more it's going to cost.
Right.
Okay.
And you only have so many table spaces, so to speak, to do this. So you start out with maybe, I can't remember the number, let's say 4 or 6. And so you want to put a 1 and a 1 and create a 2. And then you make 2 2s and it creates a 3.
Right.
But then you have to start to wonder, okay, do I start to only add more 1s?
Right.
Is it cheaper to just do a bunch of 1s and create 2s? Or do I pay for 2s and create 3s?
Right.
As you move up in rank, you get more spaces to work with.
Okay.
So it's kind of like an incentive or a reward for that. You also find that the cost to create these planets or whatever continues to shoot up.
Sure.
So you get to a point where you're like, man, I don't have enough coins coming in.
Right.
To create, level 5s. I'll go back to 1s and do those. So you earn coins passively. Once you've created so many or created a couple of them, you can put them in orbit. And it's as simple as dragging it to the bottom of your screen, and it just kind of orbits this sun. And you can see a value for how many coins you're earning.
Right.
So you start out with the game, you look at it in terms of 17,000.
Sure.
And then it moves on to, once you hit 100,000, you go to, then you move into millions, you move into billions, trillions. And but it does it shorthand, so it would be 1.1 billion, 1.2 billion. And then once you get beyond that, it's kind of starts over with this thing where it's it looks like million symbols next to each other, and then it's 2 B's to each other and 2 T's.
Right.
So you kind of have to figure out what that is, the shorthand for, and what the order, but it's kind of the simple thousands, millions, trillions. Billions, trillions.
Right.
So it sounds confusing to kind of describe that, but it's a simple game where you open it up, hop in, and you have X number of spots to kind of merge things.
And you're only limited by how much money you have, really. You can keep playing until you run out of money.
Yes.
All right.
And as you level up, you will unlock some benefits.
Right.
Now you also will find that you will be presented with ads each time you level up. And it could be a 15 or 30-second ad. You also have ads that are presented to you. Say, for instance, you're dancing between level 5, 6, and 7 planets that are comfortable for your budget. To move into 8 and 9, you don't quite have the budget. But if you watch an ad, you'll get your first one, and then you kind of start that ball rolling.
I gotcha.
But there aren't a lot of forced ads, but there are a lot of opportunities to watch ads.
Gotcha.
The game doesn't really end so far for me. I've got planets that are up to like level 36, 37. It's a kind of game where you can step in, play for a couple minutes, collect all your, there's gift boxes that pop up. And
gotcha.
Sometimes it's coins, sometimes it's planets, but you can step away and be done with it. It does have some passive stuff so that, up to 4-hour window when you accumulate things while you're away, you come back and it'll say, hey, you've earned these while you were gone.
Do you get like notifications letting you know if that's going to run out? Okay.
You will get those, and I'll tell you about one in particular. So you'll have the ability to just collect the coins of things while you were gone.
Sure.
But you can watch an ad and get twice as many.
Yeah.
Which is a common kind of mechanic. Now, you can also do things along the way to kind of unlock some like mini games that you can play against like global players. And the mini games let you earn coins that you can bring back into the regular game.
Okay.
So you can play all kinds of different things in a 5-minute, 10-minute span and walk away.
Right.
Or you can do like I did the first day that I installed it. I just kept going back to the game over and over
sure.
like the span of hours.
Right.
It was just kind of like, okay, where am I going to go? Can I do this in a way that I can generate more coins than I'm spending?
Right.
What is the pace? I've had it for a handful of days. there are daily achievements you can do and goals to earn some things. I don't feel like it's the kind of game that's going to make me wake up in the morning and go through, collect all my, claim my 5 gifts for the day.
Yeah. It's not going to be a game that you are schedule yourself to play.
I'm doing this because it's what I do every morning.
Right.
I'm cool with missing a day right off the bat and not getting my 5 achievements. So I don't feel like I have to do that every day. You mentioned notifications. I did, when you create a planet, let's say, for instance, I merge 2 20s and I make a 21 planet.
Right.
They all have cool names and they're really unique. And it's kind of interesting graphics, but it takes the 2 20s that you had out of orbit.
Okay.
So now you don't have anything like passively orbiting to earn coins.
Right.
Usually what I found is when I will create a new planet, I'll hit OK. It tells me what I've earned, kind of unlocked. And then when I hit close, it automatically plays like a 15-second ad or 30-second ad. So you're getting ads presented to you not only when you level up in terms of the game, there's a level up mechanic, but then there's also unlocking new planets ads.
Gotcha.
And when I created a new planet to unlock it, I'm forced right into an ad.
Right.
I got notifications popping up in the game coming down from my notification bar saying, you're not earning any money. You need to put something in orbit.
While the ad's playing?
While the ad is playing.
Jeez.
For that planet.
Yeah.
So I know that I don't have anything
right, but I'm forced to watch this. I can't get through it.
You're making me watch an ad first.
Right.
And then I'll do that. Now, it would be nice if I missed it and didn't put that in orbit.
Yeah, it's a nice reminder.
Yeah. But other than that, there are a lot of things where you have the opportunity to watch ads to unlock things.
So it seems it's interesting kind of game because it seems like it's a merge game mixed in with like an idle game slightly.
Yeah. And it's a mind kind of like puzzle game because you want to figure out, wow, now I'm instead of 146 million, now it costs me 700 million to add these planets. Well, I might be further ahead if I just skip to the next planet.
Right.
Start adding those to the tabletop.
Interesting.
So right now I think
you only have so much room to add things too.
So right now I think I have 16 spots on the board that I can play with. And so if I go back to the really low numbers, I can start putting, 15s again, create 16s, and then a couple of 16s to make 17s. But to do that all the way up to the level 35, 36, I'm probably not better. I'm not served well in the long run. The only thing I'm doing at that point is I'm spending them slower than I might be earning them.
Right.
So it is nice to kind of walk away for 4 hours, come back, and be like, man, I've got a lot to work with.
Now, is there any like in-app purchase to like remove ads or anything like that?
Yeah, there are some options in the game, and you have the ability to kind of go in and make like a one-time purchase to kind of get rid of, ads.
Right.
And to receive those bonus points kind of like in perpetuity.
Yeah.
That's not something I'm interested in doing.
Right.
But it is available, for players that if they want to, you can kind of put a little bit of money into it.
Sure.
Because not only do you have like coins, but then there are also these, they call them crons. They look like gems. Sometimes you can use those instead of coins.
Gotcha. To
unlock a new planet or the cost of a planet to get going. So it's a fun game.
Yeah. I
ended up scoring it a 3.6.
Okay.
Out of 5.
It's decent.
Pretty decent. Everything is pretty much, 3.5, 4s. I gave it a 3 on audio. It's just a little bit above average. It's got like a space, like ethereal kind of like ambient noise. And then when you're adding your planets and tapping on them, there are, some cool sounds, but nothing extremely exciting. Yeah. I've played most of my time with the sound off even. Right. Because it doesn't add to the experience, but I'm not going to knock it as if it took away from the experience. Sure. So generally, I would say it's a pretty strong game. Yeah. I've enjoyed stepping back and playing. And there are some other things that I didn't really talk about, like, little rockets that might swing by across the screen that you can tap to, unlock something. You can tap on the sun multiple times to generate coins out of the sky. So there's a little bit more interaction if you want to do it. Yeah. Okay. You can make what you want out of the game. So, so that's Space Merge. It's a free game, and I could see how the developers' revenue strategy, I think could definitely pay off in the long run. It's a pretty cool game with decent graphics. Doesn't have anything where you're like looking too detailed at the planets, right? But it is aesthetically a pleasing design. Each planet is completely different, has cool names. They're not anything normal, but yeah, it's just kind of like a brain teaser puzzle game that make what you want out of it. Cool. Well, thanks, Scott. You got it.